moment, correct. More wonderful. Ohtani back in Anaheim. Home run number 42. He ties Schwarber in the National League. Not enough. Angels
hit that to Hawaii.
are 4-0 against the Dodgers. Padres only one behind the Dodgers. Rockies don't make up any ground. They are 37.5 out. And wonderful Bills camp. It's not a great highlight, but it's better than nothing. James Cook back at camp. He said, you know what, here you go. I'll just run around a little bit. That satisfy my contractual obligations. And that's weird and wonderful from the national pastimes. Bengals trying to get off to a hot start. Zac Taylor played starters in the first preseason game, is even having earlier practices so that they can get off to a good start. That's because Taylor's Bengals 1-5 in week 1. Started 0-3 last year. Here was T. Higgins' take with Adam Sheen. Right.
Me personally, I really don't like the narrative, of getting off, get to a hot start. I just feel like at the end of the day, we just got to execute as a team.
Tell me why you don't like the narrative and why there's almost like a mentality. I'm going to use my words here and let you run with it because I hear it in your voice. It's kind of like just kind of shut the F up and go out and play, right? You don't want to hear about that with the hot start. You just want to go out there and kick and take names.
I guess you could say it like that. Yeah, man, just start with the narrative, man. Just go out there and just play football, and execute as a team.
Coach, you like that?
No.
You didn't?
Go out and look. I like the idea of going out and executing it on a team, and I don't like the idea that you're going to disregard the narrative. If you don't like the narrative, then change the narrative. But the problem is they haven't changed the narrative, and we talk about it every year. And every year at the end of the year, it becomes the thing that's the reason that they didn't go to the playoffs. And even when you looked at right at the start of the offseason, they were talking about the fact that they have to fix this slow start problem. They were talking about it in February, and at least they're trying to address it with playing guys in the preseason, doing some different things. They talked about changing some things in OTAs, changing some things in training camp, which to me, I don't know quite how we've gotten to this point. If we can just bring up the stat, this is through the first 2 games over 6 years.
That's correct.
That's Zac Taylor's record. He's 1-11 through 6 years, and you think at year 2 you're like, okay, we're gonna have to do something a little bit differently than we did before. Year 4, it's like, we might want to address this, and now here we are, and people may be frustrated with what's being said, but it's what's keeping you from the opportunity with a franchise quarterback and all the money that's been put into these offensive players to compete for something that Cincinnati, this window's not going to last forever. And
Joe Burrow said it's his whole career, man.
Yeah, which is fantastic, but maybe sometime during his career we'll change the start.
All of that is right. But I think, and I actually think T. Higgins feels like you feel, but I do feel like he's not saying, oh, it's not a big deal. I think he, as a team leader, as they were talking about on the interview, I think he's just like, look, we know we're tired of hearing about this. And we don't want to, talk about it constantly to where these first 2 games become so big that, it's almost paralysis by analysis. No, I'm saying when he says we're going to go out, we just got to go out there and execute. I just think he's trying to downplay. You know how when there's big games and all the players say, I'm sure from the coaches, we're just treating it like a regular game. I think he's like, we're just trying to not make these games too big, but let's go out there and do what we need to do and execute. We all know we need to win them. I just think he's trying to not let it get too big.
Bro, the one game they won over that time period was in overtime against Minnesota.
No, I get all that. We all know that it's not even just a narrative. It's a fact. But I just think he doesn't want all the players walking around saying, man, these first 2 games.
Why don't you just be saying must win? Like when we do the must win, that's a must win.
For us, yes.
They are 100% on a must win.
Yes, 100%.
100% that is a must win.
I think T might also feel like, if I had played the first 2 last year, we'd have won. Because what is true, the last couple of years with T. Higgins, they're 15-9, and without T. Higgins, they're 3-7. And so I think there's that piece of it. I think Zac Taylor has, of all the coaches that don't have a hot seat, his is the hottest. I think of every coach that we're not saying is on the hot seat, he has the hottest seat.
He's got the warmest seat.
No.
He has the hottest cold seat. Oh, I was just saying the hottest warm seat.
No.
His seat's warm.
I
just think it's hot and cold.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's binary, but he has the hottest of the cold seats. Let that noodle around
That's a
for a
heat
bit.
check.
And I think that's fair because I don't think you can go 3 straight years with Joe Burrow as your quarterback and not make the playoffs and keep your job. I just think that is.
And to add to that, when the organization changes their philosophy and pays guys in ways they haven't paid them in the past, and I know Hendrickson we're talking about that, but look at the. I didn't want to mention it.
Yeah, I was about to.
But the fact that they've done what they've done with the receivers and with Joe Burrow. Historically, that's not been their MO. So now, organizationally, that increases the heat of the seat as well.
I do think he's on the hot seat.
Yeah,
I think he is too. Whose seat is hotter?
He's on the hot seat.
Dable?
I don't think so.
No, I can't. What do you mean?
They're all hot.
No,
Daboll's is hot, but now I think Daboll likes the hot
I don't
seat.
think
He's
there
making
is
jokes,
any. I guess here's my
saying
point.
stuff is mean.
I look at hot seat as coaches who I would not be surprised if they're fired during the year. And I don't think that he is getting fired during the year.
If he starts 0-2,
they're not firing.
They're not firing him. But when he misses the playoffs,
yes,
they're like, we actually wanted to fire you.
Yeah,
you know what though? I agree.
But you actually heat up.
I don't think they fire him during the year, but I mean, this is implausible. If they were like 2-7 or something.
Oh yeah, but I think they have too much talent. The offense is too good for them to tank. And you know what I mean. And so, and by the way, by the end of the year, whatever kind of problem they had from Trey not being at training camp, they should be over that twice.
And shout out to the Hendricksons.
Yeah,
they love the show.
Mounjaro for adults with type 2 diabetes.